We continue to follow breaking news out of the WNBA, where LA Sparks rookie Cameron Brink is out with a torn ACL in her left knee. Brink suffered that injury Tuesday night's game against the Sun. 6'4" center has been averaging just over 8 points, 5 boards, and 2 blocks per game. The number 2 overall pick was recently selected to be part of Team USA's 3-on-3 women's basketball roster for this summer's Olympics in Paris. Let's bring in our hoops analyst, Ashley Nicole Moss, to CBS Sports HQ. Ash, what's your initial reaction to hearing the update for Cameron Brink?
It's devastating, Tommy, first and foremost, before anything. Cameron Brink was my favorite player, I think, outside of Caitlin Clark coming into this draft, and it's just been a exciting time to watch her. I mean, she's tied second in the WNBA right now for blocks. She was finding her offensive footing, so there was just so much that you had to look forward to when it came to her development throughout these weeks, throughout these games. And again, you mentioned it, you know, she was going to make her Olympic debut 3-on-3 in Paris. That was going to be exciting to watch. So when I saw the injury happen, or the apparent injury at the time, what it was being called, you know, you hold out the best, but as you watch sports and as you watch basketball and you watch enough games, you kind of know how these things will play out, but you always hold out hope for the better. You always hold out hope that it looked worse than it actually will end up being. In this situation, that didn't hold to be true, but she's going to have a long road ahead of her in terms of rehabbing and, you know, everything that comes with that, the mental stress and the spiritual stress. And I just hope that she has a really great support system around her, which we have seen in spurts here and there that she does, because it's going to be a long road to get back to this point of the season for her, this point of her development. But the good thing is she's young, and when you're young, your body heals a little bit quicker than some of the old folks in the game. So I expect to see her make a full recovery very, very quickly.
I think we can all agree this is certainly an interesting time to be a WNBA fan, player, coach, just to be involved in the league itself. Does this injury, though, speak to something bigger, a little more macro when it comes to not only Cameron Brink, but the W?
Absolutely. I think that the discourse within the WNBA since the start of the season has been very chaotic. And there are conversations that we should be having and are important to have for the development of the league and the growth of the league and, you know, all the things that we want to see happen within the league. But I think it's also very important to remember that we're talking about rookies. These are young women, you know, 20, 21, 22, who already have so much pressure to figure out who they are in society and who they are just simply as people. You add on the fact that they're under a microscope. This is a huge time for the WNBA. There's more eyes on this league than ever before. And it's just a constant reminder, if you needed a reminder, that athletes are people. And when we talk about athletes, we have to remember that when we report on them and we have these conversations, that at the end of the day, they are people with extraordinary talent, but that does not go ahead and protect them from the feelings that the rest of us feel day in and day out. So I just want this to be a reminder, and it's very unfortunate that sometimes a situation like this has to happen to kind of put things back into perspective. Nobody's saying we all have to agree. Nobody's saying we all have to feel the same way about certain players and certain plays that happen within the realm of the game, but it's always important to remember that athletes are humans, and let's never forget that when reporting and speaking about them within the course of the game.
Ashley Nicole Moss joining us here with the breaking news. Ash, certainly appreciate the insight as always. Cameron Brink was having a fantastic season, and this injury certainly derails that. But taking a look at what she was able to accomplish through her first 12 games all time defensively, just second to Margot Niedek right there back in 1998. And Brink, who had played 34 games as a senior at Stanford, unable to give it a full go this year.